Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat from Nashville, Tennessee, economic analyst, hedge fund manager, and contributor to Forbes and other major business publications, Thomas Landstreet. Tom, a small refund, I keep beating this drum to anybody who will listen. I hope some people are, that a small refund is actually a good thing. It means the government kept less of your money.
Yeah, I agree with you. People treat refunds as found money. And, young people especially, they think it's a big gift. It isn't. You overpaid. The government used your money that you could have used. My accountant told me that in many cases, employers have adjusted the W-4 to where they're actually taking less money to accommodate for the tax cut. So, if they're getting less of a refund, it's because in some cases the employee adjusted their W-4 already.
Yeah, and the media is out there trying to spin this as a negative, of course, against Donald Trump, but it's not. The American people will adjust. They'll finally figure this out, I think. And they're also out there doing polling all the time. Again, I think a lot of times trying to make the president look bad. There's one poll out there about small business optimism. And the way the headlines are reading in the mainstream media is like 1/3 of small business was negatively impacted by the partial government shutdown. But, even though I went to a state university, Tom, I can do the math. If 1/3 was negatively affected, that means the majority was not negatively affected. But I think the most important thing about the polling is a majority of these same small businesses agree with the policies of President Trump.
That's right. I read where only 1/5 were affected by it, but 1/3 still a small number, and that might indicate that the government's still too large, Graham.
Yeah.
That it has such an effect on businesses around the country. There's no question it's too large. And as far as optimism, apparently optimism took a slight downturn. You saw the numbers. My guess it's because of all the rhetoric from the infantry of left-wing Democrat presidential candidates that are coming out with these ideas that are totally going to slam small business.
And there's another poll out that 69% of those questioned, I believe this is a Gallup poll, 69% of those Americans questioned, this is not business people, these are just regular old Americans, believe that they're going to be better off next year, financially speaking, than this year. And that's really important because, again, that points to the optimism swirling around the brains of Americans.
That's right. I'm optimistic too, by the way. You might as well be. It's just the following year that I really worry about, and it's related to the election.
Yeah. Well, that's always going to be tumultuous. But we'll have to wait and see. It's also going to be very, very fun, depending on who the Democrats choose to run against President Trump. If it's Elizabeth Warren, for example, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a fun and interesting ride. Tom, thanks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.